Hello, welcome to our historic Hunkered Down Home Alone Together Happy Holidays for today. This is my Come As You Are party, and I am pretty hideous at the moment. It's been one of those days. Oh my goodness, my hair is really needing help. I didn't even have time to put that wig on today because I was busy getting the campground newsletter together. I can't believe it. It's almost time for camping season again. And I had to get the newsletter out, which I do even during the winter, whether we're open or not. But it was quite a thing to just think, oh my gosh, it's going to be here soon. Seems like just yesterday we closed, and I don't have much to show for the time that we've been closed, aside from videos that I have. So I am in this today, not because it's cold. It's cold, but it's not like as cold as it usually is. But today, this is all that was left that was clean day. So I'm down there. I did laundry today, and so that's why I was late. I was running back and forth. And enough of that. And a happy New Year to you. And I hope your New Year's Eve was good. And mine was good. And I can't remember. I did not do a video yesterday. I don't think I did. It's hard to tell. After a while, everything just mushes in together. But today we are already on the 2nd of January in 2021. And that's funny. When I was writing in my journal today, I got, it's 1221. Interesting. And I know I talked to you recently about the post-holiday letdown, the post-holiday blues, which probably are especially difficult today, in these days. So I wanted to expand on that today a little bit. Plus, I had some great tips that I found online. I did post them. I don't know who sees them, whether they, take a look at what's on my regular feed or just the videos when they pop up. But what I wanted to tell you is today on the National Day calendar, if you hadn't checked on it, it is National Buffet Day. This gets more interesting. It's National Buffet Day as well as National Cream Puff Day. Ooh. Well, I'm not making any cream puffs today. I'm just getting through my day-to-day stuff. So aside from those two, it is also National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. So here we got Buffet Day, and we've got Cream Puff Day, and we've got Personal Trainer Awareness Day. And I do have at least one friend who's a personal trainer. And to Billie Jean, I say, you go, girl. Well, sorry, there's no cream puffs or cream puff recipe today, but I've got something else I wanted to show you. I made this last night, and this is how do I tip it? Baked banana pie. You know how you wind up with the bananas and they're going, and you say, I got to do something with these. And so you make banana bread, but I just made banana bread. Sometimes I wonder why I keep getting the bananas, because I keep getting them, and I'm going to eat them, and I'm going to put them in my cereal, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And they sit on the counter every day, and I'm going to eat those bananas. And so anyway, this banana pie is in the category of the impossible pie, which means there's no crust. So what you do is you butter a pie tin, and I like to use glass for this. And then in a bowl, you whip up 3 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1/4 cup flour, 1/4 cup sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of vanilla. That's it. Oh, and then you add 3 to 4 mashed bananas. So you just, you beat, whisk the stuff up in the bowl. Then you mash your bananas, throw them in, stir it all in, pour it into that glass dish, put it in the oven, and I think it takes 45, 55 minutes to bake. And it comes out when the knife inserted just off center comes out clean. And it's funny because I did it before it was ready. I put the knife in and said, no, I don't think so yet. And I closed the oven back up. So when I opened the oven later, there was this big swollen part where I'd put the knife in. Apparently, I'd created this opening where, heat would escape, heat and steam. But when you take it out of the oven, it sinks down anyway. So it's very good and very easy. And let me give you the eating demo. Uh-huh. Mm. Good. So you got any bananas that are going bad? That's what you do with them. What I have to one day do is, let's see, everybody left on me. What I have to do one day is realize that, I'm probably not going to eat the bananas in their fresh state. So what I really should do is buy, the day old, what they call them, day old bananas that are starting to fade a little bit, and just buy them that way and then make what I'm going to make. So that was very good. All right. So it is also National Science Fiction Day. A number of years ago, I read something very interesting about science fiction writers. It's that they were having a very difficult time trying to keep up with science. Like science fiction, was one time, way out there stuff. And the thing is, reality has come in so fast, and we have so many stunning things. We make so many stunning things that the science fiction writers have to go beyond that to make believable science fiction. So I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, so I want to ask you, have you been giving much thought to a New Year's resolution? I've noticed something over the past maybe 20 years where people will say, oh, I'm not going to even make a New Year's resolution because I never keep them anyway. And I really thought about it, and I said, what? You have no goal, no direction, no growing edge for the year? What are you, tumbleweed? Just rolling around, going where the wind blows you? To me, goals are important, not just New Year's, because you keep getting a new chance every year, but every day you wake up is a new day. You can start over. So if you were saying, I'm not making any resolutions because I don't keep them anywhere anyway, well, let's think about that. Why don't you think about maybe making one or two? What would you like to do? Where would you like to go? Believe me, having a goal, it is better to have a target to shoot at and miss it than not to have any target at all. We've come to a point that I find it kind of sad where people don't enjoy the beauty of anticipation anymore, of waiting. I want it all, I want it now. I don't want to wait. That was like credit cards made that happen, because people would save up for something. Well, it's better if we um, go back to saving up for it and anticipating it than charging it and dreading the the bills to come in. I am not afraid of any bills coming in after the holidays this year. First of all, I don't spend extravagantly. Secondly, I put the money aside and then I got it. It's paid. I'm good. Even if I use a charge card. I use one charge card because I get a discount on everything that I charge is like 1% to 5%. Every penny adds up. It does. So, and now I've got a little pocket, a little that I can spend on whatever I want. The thing is, I have a hard time letting go of that. No, I don't want to touch that money. That's my little mad money. I don't want to touch that. So I probably told you before, when I was a kid, I used to hide money all over the house, on my room, not the house. God forbid somebody else might find it. I'd put money in my Bible. I'd put money in my drawers. I'd put it in purses. I'd put it in suitcases. I would put it everywhere. And then, when I needed money one day, I'd go on a treasure hunt and hunt through my house and find it all. I had, back in the 50s, I think, they came out with cigarettes started coming out in a flip top box. Now, it's been so many years since I smoked. It's been like 40 years, 45 years since I smoked. So I don't know how they sell them these days. I know I've seen people that smoke, but I think they still come in flip top boxes. I don't think they do soft pack. I don't know. It's been too many years. But back in those days, like everybody smoked, my parents, my aunts, uncles, everybody smoked. So I got a shoebox one time and I started, I made it like a little bank where I had a little, one cigarette box was for pennies, for nickels, for dimes, for quarters, for dollar bills, for fives. And I had this little shoebox that was my little bank. That's just such fun. When you've got something that you set aside, you're not worried all the time. Does that mean there's never a point where you're worried about money? Heck no. I've been there. I've been really, really flat out broke. And I didn't like it. When I was expecting my twins, oh my goodness, we were hurting so bad financially. Had a little baby at home, because like Sean, my oldest, was 15 months old when my twins were born. So, things were tight. And I would be so upset that when a bill collector called, and they called, I would go and throw up because it was so terrifying. I don't ever want to go there again. And saving doesn't hurt if you just save a little bit at a time. It just takes a little bit of discipline. And I have no idea how I got to that point. That was one of my little side journeys. So it's about goals and having goals and stuff. So have a goal. You want to go someplace? You can't go anywhere now because of COVID? Start stashing a little money here, a little money here. Don't go like, don't go online and do all kinds of shopping and buy all this stuff you don't even need just because you're bored or you want stuff or you want to make yourself feel better. Charging something may make you feel better at the moment, but when it's over, not so much. I would like to encourage you to make a New Year's resolution. Don't make a bunch. Make one. Just one. And then you make a plan on how you're going to keep that resolution. A resolution is not about a guilt trip or about forcing you to do something. It's about having goals, a vision, a plan to come up higher. Not to have a resolution or a goal it's a cop out. You'll never get anywhere if you don't reach, shoot for the stars. Even if you miss, you shot at something or for something. Okay, so that was my little lecture, as it were, about having goals. And um, when I did, I don't know if you joined me for the Burning Bowl the other night. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I always like letting go. It's a wonderful thing. But then we did the reflection sheet. And I wanted to just touch on that today because, and I did cut and paste it for you. But when you're looking at coming into the new year and it says, what challenges did you face? You can ask yourself after how to handle it. What I do about it? Did I do nothing about it? What can I do about it? Am I playing victim? Huh? Think about these things. How did you grow? Do you feel disappointed that there were things you wanted to do this past year and you didn't do them? Okay, that's done. Start again. Start again. If you know what, if you make your resolution and you kind of slip on it, well, then we've got Rosh Hashanah comes up, Chinese New Year comes up, and, all kinds of faiths have New Year's celebrations. So, and they don't all happen on January 1st. So, think of the things you can do. What do you want to remember? What do you want to celebrate? I love the National Day calendar because it gives me something to celebrate all the time. So if you had plans, I'm going to go into the other half of those tomorrow, Monday. If you had plans and goals and you did not achieve them, and you can ask yourself, what was it? What was it that kept me from doing that? There's very often just a little thing that's hanging you up, like I don't know how. Or, like sometimes you want to start, like I'm still trying to work with Photoshop, but it's a combination of trying to find the time and trying to get someone to help me get through it, to walk me through it, to get customer service, which, I waited for customer service the other day for like 42 minutes to ask them a question that was like that to answer. That was just, but it got answered. So, but ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I procrastinating? Do I just not want to do it? Do I not want to do it bad enough? Do I think I should do it when I really don't want to? You remember my knitting story? Making this sweater, and I made about that much of it. And it sat in the closet for a few years. I went on a long trip in the RV with my sister, and I brought the stuff with me, and I said, I will finish that sweater on this trip. And I sat there, and I was knitting away for about 25 minutes. And I looked at my sister, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And I gave it back to her. She had a yarn shop, and every time I went to the yarn shop, I'd try to buy something. So I had her take it back. I said, I never want to see it again. Don't sell me anything. Please don't sell me anything else to knit, because I'm really not going to knit. I'm still hanging on to the guitar. I still have visions of being able to play that. It's sitting there. Might as well use it. All right. Well, that's enough of goals and stuff for the moment. I hope you chew on that for the rest of the day today and for tomorrow. And then we'll talk about it again on Monday. Okay? Okay, so I found the article, and it said that people that got COVID did this. And they were mistakes that the people made, or how they got COVID when they didn't think they could. And there are a number of things that surprised me, that I was like, oh, I never thought about that. So I have some things that I pulled out of it. There was 123 different things, and I have 56. So I'm actually going to try to just go through some of them real fast. Some of them maybe like Well, everybody knows that. I tried to leave out the everybody knows that unless there was an extension on it, okay? So, we all know don't travel, okay? But when you see all the people at the airport, you go, duh, you know, don't think you're immune. I cannot tell you, almost like 50% of the people I talk to will say, you know, I think I actually had it back last year in February or March or whatever, and this is what happened, and I think I had it. Do not take a chance on thinking you're immune. I think I might have had it. Back in February, I got my throat was very sore, and I right away started with my Zicam and airborne and whatever, natural stuff. And I had no energy. I slept on the couch for days. I had a couple of, now they hadn't even said much about COVID. We didn't even know it was like really here and that we were going to be put at such risk. And then, like a week or so later, my toe started to get irritated. And I looked at it. I even took pictures of it after I heard the word COVID toes. So did I have COVID? Did I have COVID toes? I am not taking any chances saying I'm immune. I am not. This is not something you play with. A lot of people say I'm too spiritual for that. My consciousness is high. God made me perfect. And I say, God bless you. That is a part of Unity's teaching, is that ultimately there is no need to have sickness. But I'm going to tell you something. As spiritually evolved as I am, and as hard as I work on my spiritual maturity, I ain't there yet, okay? God gave us a brain as well. And God gave us science to figure these things out. You know, if you've been listening to the things I've been teaching, that I believe this came to teach us something. It's not random. It came to teach us something. Are we willing to learn the lesson? And that's another whole thing. And those of you that listen to me a lot, hear me talk about it a lot. Just keep doing the basics. Don't become complacent. Keep doing the basics. Don't think this is going to be over tomorrow. Even after everybody's vaccinated or most people are vaccinated, we're still going to be doing masks and social distancing for a long time to be sure. We don't want a surprise wave, do we? Okay. Soap versus sanitizer. Use soap whenever you can and sanitizer when you can't, because the sanitizer is got alcohol in it and it will dry out your skin. Avoid door handles. My daughter tucked this very interesting thing into the Christmas stocking she sent me, and it's this little gadget. And I said, what is that? And she goes, it's so you don't have to touch door handles. And so I got this little thing I can go around without touching door handles. If you do, use your sanitizer. Wash your hands after handling your groceries when they come in. Now, here's one that really kind of rolled around in my head. Don't cross-contaminate your mask. Because, like, at the campground, I'll have it up and down and up and down. But if you're touching it and you're letting it touch everything else, you got to be real careful with your mask. Don't touch your mask with dirty hands. Did you think of these things? I didn't think of these things. Don't wear the same mask all day. Change or disinfect after 2 hours. Now that we're going to talk more about disinfecting. I don't want to run out of time. Make sure you're fully covered over the nose and under the chin. It makes me crazy. People will come in and they'll have it dangling. They'll have it like hanging here. So their mouth is even kind of sticking out and their nose is definitely not covered. And if your nose, you got to, you're not such a chance of infecting someone else if your nose is exposed. That's your shot at inhaling it and getting it. So don't put your mask on too late. If you're going to go like when I'm in the office and I'm going to go out and greet someone in the front, when it's camping season, put the mask on before you go out there. Don't trust the mask too much. Follow all the instructions, but don't get blasé about it. Don't spray your mask with chemicals and make it wet. Lightly spray with disinfectant and put in a bag. I thought that was a good idea because if you're going to change your mask out every, a couple times a day or every 2 hours or however you work it, that's a good idea. When you take it on and off and on and off, don't touch it. Just touch the hangers. Don't touch the mask outside, Okay. Don't let your mask get wet because when you make it wet, it gets more porous. Don't touch it with your tongue. Why you be touching it with your tongue is beyond me, but it says it, so I thought it was important to say it to you. Don't go to the ER unless absolutely necessary. Don't drink too much alcohol. Now, that can, number one, if you drink too much, it'll lower your resistance. Secondly, if you drink too much, it will lower your intelligence. You will be more likely to make mistakes. Don't sleep too little. Make sure you get plenty of good sleep. Now, here's the ones you don't think about, but they definitely impact your immunity. Don't let anxiety take over. Turn off the news. Meditate. Find peace. Use sanitizer correctly. Use enough to cover both your hands thoroughly, including under your nails. Use strong enough sanitizer. For a sanitizer to be strong enough, it has to be over 60% alcohol. I never even checked my sanitizer, but you better believe I'm going to. Keep sanitizer away from small children and monitor their use. Because kids may think that, especially if it's strawberry fragrance or something, they may think it's going to taste good, and that's toxic. Rub your sanitizer in all the way until it dries. Okay? I'm like, no. Keep rubbing till it dries. The friction also helps. Okay. Don't stop exercising and go outside whenever possible. Stay connected with others as much as possible. Phone, video chat, email, text, whatever you can. Be careful where your information comes from and use only reliable, verified sources. And don't use any wackadoodle cures. Before you think of trying any kind of a cure, you better darn well look it up. Carry disinfectant wipes in case you have to touch anything. Pens, shopping carts, keypads, and wash your hands after touching anything or use your sanitizer. Do what you can to help others. You can donate. Donate to the food bank, donate to charities, donate to sources, Feeding America, supplies, food banks. Please, please. There is always something you can do for others. Consider a vitamin D supplement. It doesn't mean you want to overtake vitamin supplements, but a vitamin D is good, especially if you're not getting out in the sun. Avoid handling cash. Did you think about that one? Do not let yourself think negatively. Take good care of yourself. Remember, rest, recreation, recreation, do things you love. Create a to-do list or goals and stick to it. Stick with your routines, your sleep routine, your work routine, even if you're working at home. Don't work from bed. If working at home, take breaks, have a schedule, and discuss that with your family. This is a good one. Give yourself a worry window. You can note your worries, and once a day, you can review them, act on them, pray about them, affirm that this came to pass, not to stay. Then stop worrying about it. Close that window, and you're not going to worry about it until your next designated worry time. Don't let your imagination run away with you. The fear, the anxiety. Don't talk about the things that stress you all the time. Yeah, we're going to talk about it, but try to always balance off the positive and the negative so that you're not hyper-focused on what is already stressing you out. Follow instructions on sanitizers, cleansing products, and disinfectants. Big one. And don't mix chemicals. That can be deadly. Don't let yourself become overwhelmed. Look for signs of overwhelm, tension building up. Maybe you feel sick to your stomach or jittery, or like you have a panic attack. Look for those signs and stop it. Drink lots and lots of water. And take time every day to practice breathing. Remember the deep breathing exercises? Slowly and deeply, because that gives your brain a rest. Here's a very important one. Laugh. Laugh. Try to find something funny on television, movies. Laughter is so important, and it releases endorphins, and it keeps you healthy, gets rid of anxiety. Do what you can that you enjoy, and don't self-medicate, and don't overtake vitamins. Well, that's a lot of do's and don'ts. And I only pulled out the ones that weren't, the ones that we should all be doing by now. I hope you got an idea for one or two of them. And I think you sure as heck got your 55 minutes worth today. Sorry. It wasn't 55, it was 35. Sorry about that. Just a little over. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go for the day. I'm going to let you go for tomorrow. And we will be back together on Monday. Are you going to have anything to share about goals or about resolutions or revolutions? I will talk to you then. Meanwhile, God bless you good.